Hi there, I'm Billy the Lake Groomer, and this is going to be a benchmark test shave of La Superieure Dulci Tobacco by Wholly Kaw. Or is it Wholly Kaw? I don't know. They spelled it weird. Anyway, this is a shaving cream, and it's got a texture and color unlike any other cream I have. It's basically almost like a whipped mousse. It reminds me a lot of a dessert my mother-in-law used to make, mango mousse. Almost the same color. If you put this in a dish in front of me and told me it was dessert, I would probably eat it because it smells pretty good. Luckily, on the container it says, "Do not eat." I don't always pay attention to those labels though. Anyway, it doesn't really smell like tobacco to me, or at least not tobacco leaf. What it smells like is cake. Specifically, the cake on the inside of a pipe bowl. That smell right there. That's it exactly. And that specific cake smell is from smoking a black Cavendish vanilla tobacco. Both of these pipes generally only smoked black Cavendish vanilla tobaccos, just different varieties. Anyway, I'm going to be using my usual Merkur 34C along with a fresh Astra Supérieure Platinum blade. And we'll be lathering with a Fendrahan synthetic brush. Now, who knows who actually made this knot? I don't know. And I'm actually going to exercise some control over water addition while lathering. So I have a 3 milliliter syringe here, and we'll see how this goes. And my new copper, tin-lined copper bowl, imported straight from Turkey for like $7 total off eBay. It's got some texture in it, and it's got that well in the bottom. There's the cream. I'm using maybe 1/3 to 1/2 of a teaspoon. And I'm just going to dump it directly onto my brush. Now that brush has been soaked in filtered water. And then basically squeezed dry as you can get it with a squeeze. And that bowl is dry. And this is actually starting to lather up fairly quickly. So now I'm going to put in precisely 1 milliliter of water. And then continue lathering. So this is a new thing for me. Usually I just eyeball it or go by feel, and half the time I get it wrong. So already this is starting to look fairly decent to me. Because I like I don't like exactly the same consistency that everybody else seems to. I don't want something that's fluffy and light, right? I want something that's more like the consistency of, I don't know, sour cream rather than whipped cream. It just feels better to me. Anyway, it smells even a little better to me lathered than it did from the tub. And the tub smell was nice. So the rest of the filtered water goes into the lathering bowl. That becomes my rinse bowl now. But I forgot to use that to wet my face, which was originally the intent. I like doing that because there's a lot of slickness in there. So I'm also doing something a little different with my lathering. I'm being very deliberate in going against the grain with putting on the lather, making sure I brush against the grain. But now I'm going to continue to lather on my face because I'm just never satisfied. So even though I like a thicker lather, I do like it to have some volume. And as it was, this really didn't have much volume to it. And at this point, I throw water control out the window. And I just put some more on. So it's going to take a little bit of practice for me to actually exercise real control over my water addition to the lather. But, you know, this is going to end up working fairly well, I think. And this lather actually feels pretty good. And you can't tell right now, but it actually has pretty good slickness to it. And I should note, I have no pre-shave whatsoever. Oh, other than taking a shower about 10 minutes before filming. But there's no pre-shave cream, lotion, or anything of any kind. Not even any soap residue. I promise this lathering will come to an end. I mean, this song only lasts so long. Am I actually done? Yes, I think I'm done. Yes. Time for the razor. Time to drown out the music with the super loud water. And now, let us begin. Yes. I love timing that. That's pretty much the sole factor that determines which piece of music I'm going to use, is when the first stroke ends, usually. Anyway. I'm also trying very hard to be super efficient in this shave, i.e. minimizing the amount of overlap between strokes for the most part. Directing each stroke such that it covers as much ground or as much face as possible. And this is a new thing for me, actually doing curves along the way. I don't think this hardly qualifies as a J stroke, but that's what I'm working myself up to, is being able to do a J stroke, to actually control a curve so I don't slice my face apart. So anyway, how's your week going? I hope it's going well. It's only Tuesday, but it's after a long weekend for everybody in the US and Canada. And for a lot of us, it was the first day back to work. Oh, wait. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is. Yes, it's the 5th. Holy, wow. I totally lost myself for a moment there. Anyway, that first pass went well. Everything felt good. And the results I'm feeling here are totally reasonable, totally in line with any first pass I ever get, despite the changes in like my shaving pattern. And there again, I forgot to use the rinse bowl to re-wet my face. In the last several videos, I've gone on about how there's so much slickness in that bowl, even if there are whiskers. But what I've seen is that the whiskers generally, you know, they settle out to the bottom. So yeah, it ends up being a good source of extra slickness, which I totally forgot to use this time. So this is going to be about I don't know, I guess I'd call it almost a full pass, like a 3/4 pass. I'm still avoiding the bottom, the sides of the bottom of my neck because they're still feeling a little irritated. And here I go with the lathering again because I'm just never happy. Hopefully I won't do it again, but I have a feeling that I might. It's now been about 2.5 hours since this shave ended at the time of narration. And if I had just waited an extra 1.5 hours to start the shave, I could have been the only one in the house and done this totally like live voice, but you know, that's the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. Maybe I should say that pipe's been smoked and can't be unsmoked. So like I said, this is a fresh Astra blade. It's doing a reasonable job of cutting through my chin whiskers there. It's a little bit draggy. I'm sure if I used a much sharper blade, that would be smoother, but I kind of, once I get to a reasonable level of sharpness, I prioritize smoothness. Oh yeah, I'm all about the curves now. And again, this shave is feeling pretty good to me. I did give myself a little weeper, or maybe it was even a tiny nick. I'm not sure. Didn't quite look like a weeper to me, but it wasn't bleeding very much. And all through this shave, I'm saying to myself, man, this smells exactly like a room full of pipe smokers. But only if they're all smoking Black Cavendish. So a lot of reviewers, well, there aren't that many reviews of this cream on YouTube. And some of the reviewers say, oh yeah, I totally smell tobacco. It's like, really? What part of tobacco? The leaf? Like the smoke? What? Right? If anything, this cream does not smell to me like leaf at all. Like maybe when you first open a pouch of Captain Black or something, maybe that when that, first puff of air comes out. And maybe it smells a little bit like the room note. Like when somebody on the other end of the room is smoking. But to me, it smells exactly like the inside of my pipe. Like last night, I had my pipes laying on my desk. And I didn't realize that I thought, wow, the smell, I keep smelling that Dulci Tobacco shaving cream. It's like, no, it was my pipes. They smell, it's like they took the inside, they scraped the inside of my pipes. Pardon me. They scraped those pipes clean. They took the cake they extracted and they mixed sugar in it. That's what this shaving cream smells like to me. Anyway, the alum I'm putting on here is part of my usual shave routine. And to be honest, I felt a little bit more than my usual tingling. But it wasn't bad. And that was all over. There was there were no specific areas that were worse than any other. And I totally forgot to extract this cream from the this lather from the brush and do a lather wash, but at least now I get to show you what that lather looks like. It's actually a pretty nice, creamy lather. Like if you took, and kind of just like I like it, if you took sour cream and whipped it up a little bit. denser than what I think most YouTube shaving people seem to like. And because Wholly Kaw's whole deal is that a shaving cream ought to be a part of your skincare regimen, and because they put all kinds of stuff in the cream that's aimed at skincare, I'm not going to use any other post-shave other than having done that check with the alum. So there's not going to be any not my usual witch hazel, no lotion or balm, nothing. And I can tell you, nearly 3 hours later, more than somewhere between 2.5 and 3 hours later, my face still feels good. Good enough where I want to smoke my pipe, but I don't have any tobacco right now. I need to go buy some. It's been a while since I smoked one. So, and by the way, this is not, neither one of those was a pimp pipe. Anyway, the 4 rules of shaving. 1 blade, no pressure, quality lather, deft hand. This is the way. Thanks. Bye-bye.